Hey everybody, this is Julius of the Goat Movie Podcast. I'm here to reintroduce a series of videos, a weekly series of videos that were on our old channel. These are the What If discussions, where we discuss different points in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and drastically change them, seeing how the universe as a whole would be affected. These videos started back in 2019 in anticipation for the What If series now on Disney+. I'm joined by a variety of different guests where we talk about these different instances and scenarios. We're going to release them weekly like we did beforehand, and we hope you enjoy them. Obviously, a lot of these discussions became episodes, so it's going to be fun to compare and contrast then to what we have now. Enjoy the content, the conversation, have a good one, stay safe, and goodbye. What's happening, everybody? My name is Julius, and that is Justin.
Hey.
Justin, do you know what we're gonna do?
What if?
What if we finally finished this series that was started almost a year ago?
Oh shit!
Because last year, around in summer, a video series or I think it was weekly, we started of what if this happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Angel and I started with what if Marvel Studios owned all their characters at the very beginning, and you can watch that, and that's a very I love that video. I love that discussion. And then
well, I'm pretty sure that video just became a dream come true now, since we just got all the characters back.
Yeah, that's just the case now. And then I continued with Justin of the actual films in the MCU, and we covered each film. I don't think we did shows, but we did the films. And we started out with what if Tony Stark revealed that he was Iron Man, for example. That's the type of thing we're going to do. And we're going to end it, because we didn't end it. We left it off with Captain Marvel. I forgot what it was. It was like Captain Marvel, what if she was a Skrull or something like that? Do you remember?
I think we actually did a few Endgame scenarios.
I think we talked about Endgame. I think we talked about Endgame within other videos, because we're going to do the actual Endgame one and the Far From Home one, because that's finally come out. We're going to talk about both of those scenarios. And the what if for the first what if is going to be, what if Iron Man wasn't the one who snapped his fingers at the end of Avengers Endgame?
Ooh.
Which is great. First of all, that's a crazy scenario, because Iron Man saying, "I am Iron Man," snapping, sacrificing himself to save everyone. It was an insane moment. It was a heartbreaking moment. It was a moment of closure for his character.
Did anyone get hyped up and jump up out of their seats when in our theater? Because I didn't hear that.
I think everyone's throats were hurting at that point, because we had been doing that exact thing throughout the movie anyway, especially when Cap got the hammer. I think that's right next to when he said assemble, when the theater was the most insane, because the theater we saw it at was it was a Super Bowl game. You know what I mean? It was insane.
Yeah, I mean, during that snap, not a lot of people just yelled out and shit. I mean,
no, man, everyone was freaking out. I mean, everyone was silently freaking out. They were in shell shock.
Well, okay, I heard the a lot of people freaking do it, and then I heard and I think I heard it was near you guys. I heard a loud fuck yeah.
Oh,
after
that might have been me.
The I am Iron Man. I heard someone yell out fuck yeah. I'm like, who the fuck was that?
If it wasn't you, it was me.
Yeah, but I was in the very front. I just what the fuck? I knew that wasn't you. Okay.
It could have been. I mean, I was saying a lot of crazy stuff words that I couldn't even pronounce before I saw that movie. I was yelling. You know what I mean? It was insane. How did you feel at that moment? Before we get into the what if, how did you feel about that moment when Iron Man did sacrifice himself? For everyone.
I was really eager to just pick up the fucking gauntlet under my seat and just do it. like he did it,
Oh
but
man,
there are a lot of people right behind me. I'm just like, I do not want to piss
because you
people off.
brought your gauntlet to the movie.
Yeah, I brought the Infinity Gauntlet to the movie. Unfortunately, I didn't have the Nano Gauntlet at the time, so
Yeah.
that sucks. But yeah,
I don't know if that would have been obnoxious or like crowd pleasing if you had done that with like lifted your arm up at that point.
I mean, I did it like right before the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I just lifted it in the air, and like people
Ooh.
were just like yelling and screaming and shit, like at the
Yeah.
very front. Some
Put that
dude
shit
behind.
down.
Some dude right behind me had a straight face and said, "Bro, why the fuck did you bring that here?"
Why do you think?
And like I asked, like, what do you mean? Why? And he says that thing's responsible for killing half of all life. I'm like, okay, oh, okay. We have a smart ass. Okay, all right, all
Well,
right.
it was heartbreaking. It was silent. It was epic. His last words were fitting for that moment. And
David cried like a bitch.
I cried. David cried like a bitch. Hey, you were crying too. What do you? Jacob told me. He told me that you were both like.
I think if anyone had like the biggest tearjerker was probably Charlie, because obviously it's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, but Spider-Man came back.
Dude, like that was the biggest tearjerker. Okay, like right next to Iron Man. Okay, like fucking Spider-Man coming back. All right, like don't say
Okay.
it's not. Okay.
What the hell? I didn't say anything.
No, I'm just saying, like in general, like just don't
You
say
don't
it.
say that.
Shut the fuck up. All right.
So should we get into the what if? Who do you think in that moment could have, other than Tony Stark, snapped his fingers? And here's another question. Do you think someone else should have? Because I know a lot of people feel like this person should have done it instead of him. This person should have done it instead of him. Do you feel that way at all?
Quite honestly, no, I don't. I don't really, because you also have to put in the idea of just of like, hey, you know what? It was the only like idea at the time. Like it wasn't in Cap or Thor's head at the time. Like Strange just saw Tony like right there and then and said like, yo, like you gotta.
It had to happen this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I other than Iron Man, the only really two people I could see this working with is Cap and Thor. Like I didn't see any other like Avenger just doing that shit.
How about Nebula?
Oh well, I mean, since she snapped her finger in the comics, I guess it could work. I mean, and I guess I'll leave that one to you.
Well, apparently there was some concept art, alternate scenes, because movies have alternate scenes of concept art and everything, and there was art of Nebula with the gauntlet in her hands, and she was about to do a snap. I don't know if that was the moment, that we're talking about, or if it was a different part of the movie. But that does happen in the concept art. Now, if Nebula was the one to have sacrificed herself, how do you think that would affect the MCU? How would that affect the Guardians or Iron Man or Thanos or Gamora specifically? What if Nebula was the one?
I don't really know. I mean, other than like the character arc that we seen her go through an Endgame, quite honestly, I would also kind of feel like heartbroken, because like she's had it tough, and like if she was the one that did it, then she probably would undo everything that she did wrong.
That's an interesting idea.
Like a big redemption moment. There you go.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that. It's like a lot of people, when they saw this concept art of Nebula being the one who snapped her fingers, a lot of people were criticizing the film for not going in that direction, because Nebula's story kind of built up to a moment similar to that. based on her tale in the comics, based on what happens to her in these films. So if it had happened that way, I wouldn't be like, what? Why did that happen that way? You know what I mean? But I feel like it leaves the doors still open for other characters, because at that point Iron Man is still alive. What do you do with Iron Man at that point? It, like, the movie was really about his retirement, you know what I mean? And
Well, I mean, just in general, I mean, the movie itself was really just about uh, ending character arcs. Like, okay,
yeah, Iron Man, Cap,
uh,
Thanos.
yeah, Thanos, Clint, Black Widow,
Yeah,
Hulk, and Thor. A lot of them, actually.
yeah, the main six, basically, you know.
Well, I mean, crap. I mean, they're the six. Okay, you
They're the
can't change
six.
that shit.
You can't
All
change
right.
aside from Thor, who's getting more movies. But like, this was the movie to end Iron Man's story. You know, to let Robert Downey Jr. rest, as they put it in the film. So you know what I mean. But here, the two other alternatives you brought up that I really want to get into: Thor and
Yes.
Cap. Now let's start with Thor, because I want to save Cap for Cap is my tasty
Cap is
treat.
for last.
Cap is for last.
Okay.
They ended the movie with Cap. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with Thor. Thor snapping his fingers at that moment, I think, would have been a beautiful moment. I think it would have been an exact parallel to the end of Infinity War, where he fails to snap or to stop Thanos from snapping. There he is, bringing or taking his army out. He does that.
Oh, I see
what
what you I see what you mean.
Because he fails
Because it's
at
actually
that point.
It's actually reverse. There
It is
There you
reversed.
go.
And they do that
Because-
throughout the movie anyway. They do that throughout Endgame anyway. You know what I mean?
I mean, that actually would have been cool, because the ending to Infinity War was Thor striking down Thanos, thinking he got him, but then
He
didn't
failed.
stop Thanos from snapping.
Yeah.
But then in reverse, it's actually Thor. Well, actually, it's Thanos thinking he got the upper hand on Thor, when really Thor snaps his fingers. And
Yeah.
that's actually pretty fucking cool.
Imagine Thanos says, "I am inevitable." And then Thor's last words at that moment, "And I am worthy." Boom! That'd be cool. But here's the question, though: does he die?
Well, here's the thing that I was actually kind of like wondering, because a Hulk and Thor, I'd say they're pretty evenly matched. I mean,
Especially in that film specifically, because if we put Incredible Hulk in this movie, that's like he's whooping Thanos' ass. You know what I mean?
yeah, and with Stormbreaker, like Thor managed to fucking pierce Thanos, man. So
Yeah, and he had both
so,
Mjolnir and Stormbreaker.
Yeah, so how the fuck could Hulk say, like, no, you're not going to survive the snap, Thor? Like, the fuck?
Yeah. Well, do you
I
think that he would survive?
No, I think he would. I think he would survive. If anything, his arm's just going to be fucked up, which I can actually say. A lot of people have been actually wanting that shit. Like, if Thor was the one to snap, then he could lose his arm, and then it could go into
arm?
The metal arm. I think
that would arm.
That actually would be pretty cool. I would want to see something like that.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll do like a what if in the actual what if show they're doing, if they will do that as an episode. If Thor was the one to snap and then he gets the metal arm, you know, all that stuff.
That would actually be pretty damn cool. Thor gets the metal arm,
like the Unworthy Thor, the Jason Aaron book. I think was it Jason Aaron who did that?
Yeah, it was Jason Aaron.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that would be pretty sick.
And I think that'd be pretty fucking cool. I mean, can you just imagine like Thor saying "I am worthy" and like uses his arm, and like everyone thinks he's dead, but then like he just coughs for a second. He's just like, "How the fuck am I alive?"
First F-bomb in the freaking MCU. What the
I would
fuck?
love that. I would love that if there was the first F-bomb. Like, how the fuck am I alive?
He's like, he's sitting there, and then he wakes up, and his arm's got. He's like, what the fuck happened? My arm.
Where's my fucking arm?
Oh, okay. So Thor, that would be an amazing moment if Thor was the guy. Now let's talk about the Mac Daddy, as we call him.
The elephant in the room.
The man, as I call it. The president, if you will.
Yeah.
Captain America.
The righteous man ever.
Exactly. Captain America is in that moment. He is the one who is ready to sacrifice it. As he put it in Avengers, the one who would lay down on the wire. He has the gauntlet. He has a couple last words. What are those words, my friend?
Well, I mean, someone already made a YouTube video for it. Okay, like,
really?
Come on, man.
I didn't see
you
that.
send it to me.
Oh, really? What was it? I forget. I've sent you a bunch of crazy stuff.
Instead of Thanos saying like "I am inedible," he says like "What makes you so special?" and Cap says, "I'm just a kid from Brooklyn."
Okay. I didn't see that.
Can you just imagine that? Like Cap saying like, "I'm just a kid from Brooklyn." That'd actually be pretty damn cool.
Or if he instead of using this line earlier in the film, they save it for the very end where he's like, what was the line? It was like, and
whatever it takes.
No. He says, and I can do this all day. Boom.
Oh.
That would be pretty cool. It's like, so with that scenario, does Cap live or does he actually die at that moment?
Well, I mean, come on, dude. Like, Cap is just the same as wouldn't say just the same as Iron Man, but like, there's no way he's walking away from that.
He'd die.
No, yeah, he would die. He's not on the level of like power of like either like Thanos or
Thor,
Thor or Hulk. Like, I mean,
yeah.
Like, motherfucker's gonna die.
Imagine a scene where you see Captain America in that same position that Iron Man was in, right? And then you, in the distance, amongst all the rubble and the heroes and stuff, the last image he sees is Peggy Carter in the distance, making, putting her hand out like this towards him, and the light's coming in, and you hear that music play it from the end of the film, actually, but the music's playing as he's going towards the light, towards Peggy.
That would actually be pretty damn cool. I would like to. I think
I'd cry at that point. I would be done at that point.
I'd cry at that point too. I mean, shit.
Well, shit.
I mean, that's Captain fucking America.
There you go. Like... Captain America, man. Well, what's funny about these two scenarios that we just talked about is that Iron Man lives in both of them. Obviously, he doesn't sacrifice himself. He lives in both these scenarios. What is the future of the MCU like with Tony Stark still alive in it?
I don't really have a clue because quite honest, I mean, I would probably see him as like a retired superhero. Like he's just not really into it anymore.
So just stays in retirement.
Yeah, I mean, guy's a family man now. Like he has a kid to look after, a wife.
Yeah.
Like, pretty sure he doesn't want to be doing that superhero shit every day.
But when the time came for him to put on the armor again, one last time for him to put it on, I don't know when that would be. At the next world-ending, universe-ending event. Well, actually, I do know, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be incredible. And I don't think the MCU or Robert Downey Jr., I don't think he's completely done with Iron Man. I'm sure at some point he will come back. But imagine if he never left. At least his character isn't dead. He just takes a break. You know what I mean?
That would be like a pretty badass moment because, quite honestly, like just think about it, some real big shit is just going down, and he just chooses that moment just to fucking get up and be like, all right, let's see if I can pull it off one last time.
Oh man. Well, since they have the X-Men and the Fantastic Four coming in and Iron Man is alive, who would you, before we get to the next what if, who would you want to see, since he's alive now, who would you want to see him fight?
I probably would like to see him go against the Fantastic Four.
Schooling Reed Richards, be like, hey bitch, this is not, I invented time travel, so
why don't you
take my class?
No. Reed schooling Tony, man. Hey, come on, man. I mean, in my opinion, Reed is probably smarter than Tony.
I agree, but Tony is the one who invented time travel.
Yeah, and Reed's the one that got the fucking whatchamacallit from Galactus.
The what?
What is it? The ultimate nullifier? There you go. The ultimate nullifier.
Oh, are we talking about comics or are we talking about what?
Oh, just overall. Okay, like come on, man.
Oh well, then that's not fair. Then overall, Hank Pym's the one who created Ultra. I look at the accomplishments that Tony Stark has made in the MCU alone. The Iron Man suit, Ultron, time travel, the Quinjets. These are technological achievements, and I'm not saying that Reed Richards won't top this or make scientific discoveries on the level, because I do believe it. I mean, damn, I have pitch it videos where that's exactly what happens. You know what I mean? I expect that. I expect Reed to be the smartest man in the world aside from Hank Pym. But right now, it's Tony 3, Reed nothing. He's not even there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, oh crap. I would. I kind of want to see like some brilliant like achievement shit being done with Reed Richards. I mean,
you're welcome, by the way, for that.
Oh, well, all right, whatever.
Did you watch the pitches that I did?
Yeah, I did, Julius. You sent them to me.
That doesn't mean you watched them. You know I'm recording part 3 tomorrow, right?
Well, it's been a while since I've watched them all. All right.
Well, you better catch up. You better catch up before you watch part 3, because it's gonna. I feel like I want to do FaceTime with you while you're listening to it, just because I want to see your face.
What? So I could be shocked and just like fucking like.
Well, just because I know when you hear certain things, you're gonna pause the video, and you're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, Julius, what the fuck?"
That's actually me during a movie theater. Although I don't pause, I'm just like, "What the?"
You just say
fuck?
it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah, I've been there.
I mean, okay, hang on a second.
I've seen it. Kong Skull Island. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Julius, play the clip, please.
Oh my God! Yes!
Yeah, that's what happened. Unfortunately.
All right, let's move on.
The GOAT Podcast is proof you don't have to look any further for movie news, reviews, trailer reactions, or special discussions. Subscribe, get notified about what's going on, and I promise you'll be entertained by our daily content on YouTube. If you want more, we're on Twitter at GOAT Film Podcast, Instagram The GOAT Podcast, and the GOAT Movie Group on Facebook. Get connected with us, see what's happening, and make sure to love it while you're doing so.
I'm gonna shit my pants!